Okay, 5.0 prerequisite skills for linear systems. Okay, so let's just go over a little bit of algebra first. Example 1, simplify by collecting like terms. Okay, so like terms have the same variable. So when we look at A, we see that we have a 3x and a negative 8x. So we're going to collect those. Then we see we have a negative 4 and a positive 6, so minus 4 plus 6. We're going to collect those. Okay, these two both have an x on it, so 3 minus 8 is negative 5. We get negative 5x, and then just putting this into your calculator, negative 4 plus 6, we get positive 2. Okay, so negative 5x plus 2. Okay, B, we have 6m minus 5m, so we're going to collect those two, and then negative 11 minus 4. Okay, watch this double negative if you're using calculator. So 6 minus 5 is just 1m. So we can just write m, that's fine. And then negative 11 minus 4 is negative 15. Okay, example 2, rearrange each equation to isolate y. So the reason why we're isolating y as a recap is because we a lot of the times want to put equations of lines into the form y equals mx plus b. So we're going to leave this y on this side, bring that negative 3x over, and it becomes positive 3x, right? So we have y equals, and then we have a 12 and a 3x on this side. Okay, so we've isolated for y, so we've actually answered this question. But just to get into the habit, when we're looking at y equals mx plus b, we want to put that x value first. So let's just swap these. We're just changing the position, so we don't have to change anything else. So the 3x will go here, and the 12 will go here. Okay. Another way to do that is for b, we can take that negative 2x, and we can just put it in front of the 20, and that's fine as well, instead of doing the two steps. So let's do that, because we're trying to isolate for the y. So leave the 4y on the left-hand side, and the negative 2x, it becomes 2x, and then plus 20. Now, the y is not by itself. The y has a 4 attached to it. So we're going to go ahead and divide out that 4. And we get y equals, because those cancel. Well, what's 2 divided by 4? 1 over 2, x. And then 20 divided by 4 is plus 5. Okay, and then that's that answer. Now, we have negative 10y, so let's bring over this negative 50x. Let's put it in front of the constant, though. So negative 10y equals negative 50x becomes positive 50x when you bring it over the equal sign. And we'll just bring that down that negative 25. Now, go ahead and divide out the coefficient of y, so negative 10. Those cancel, and we just get y. 50 over negative 10, we get negative 5. Okay, and then x. And negative 25 over negative 10, we can go positive, let's go 2.5. That's okay with a decimal. Okay, last two. So we're isolating for y, leave the 2y on this side. This time we have to bring over the x, which becomes negative x. And we have to bring over the negative 3, which becomes positive 3. Okay, so this 2y, we're going to divide out the 2. And I get y equals negative x over 2 plus 3 over 2. We don't have to simplify this because 1 over 2 and 3 over 2, neither of them divide by 2 nicely. So we can just leave them as fractions. Okay, leave the negative 4y on the left-hand side. Bring over the 3x, it becomes negative 3x. Bring over the 10, it becomes negative 10. Okay, and now we divide out the coefficient of y. We divide each and every term by that number. So we're left with y equals 3 over 4 doesn't cancel, so we can actually just cancel the negative signs. So 3x over 4, and then negative 10 over 4, those negative signs are going to cancel to a positive, and then 10 over 4 is 2.5. Okay, you can write 2.5. This one here, you actually even might write 0.75x plus 2.5, and that's okay too. Okay, example 3. For each equation, find the value of y when x equals 2. So what we want to do is we want to sub in the 2 exactly where the x is. So we're going to get 3 bracket 2 plus y equals 1. Okay, so 3 times 2 is 6 plus y equals 1. And now we can bring over the 6, get the y all by itself. Okay, because y is the only thing left on the left-hand side here. So that will become minus 6. So what's 1 minus 6? We get negative 5. Okay, b is a little bit easier because y is already isolated. So we can go ahead and put y equals negative 5, bracket 2 minus 4. So we'll get negative 10 minus 4, which is negative 14. Okay, if you put this in your calculator, watch that leading negative coefficient. And now C, 12x, so 12 times 2 minus 2y equals 0. 12 times 2 is 24, minus 2y equals 0. Okay, you can bring either term over. I'm just going to stick with bringing over the, not the y, so the y is going to stay on the left this time, just like every other question we've done. So bring the 24 over and we get negative 24. Okay, so this negative 2, we can go ahead and divide it out. Those cancel. We get y equals 12. Okay, example 4. For each linear relation below, we're going to state the slope and the y-intercept, and then we're going to sketch the graph. So y equals 2x plus 1. This is in the form y equals mx plus b. The m is 2, which is the slope. Oops. And the b is 1. So how we graph this is we first start by graphing the y-intercept, so the b, which is 1. Okay, and that's our starting point, that's our reference point. Now the slope is technically 2 over 1, which is our rise over run. So what we want to do is we want to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Plot a couple points so that you can really see where the graph is going. And then you want to go ahead and connect the line, put arrows on both ends, and write the equation. Okay? B, y equals negative 3x plus 6. So the m is negative 3, technically over 1. Okay? So that's our rise over our run. And the b is 6. So plot the b first, and then we're going to go down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. Okay? Connect the dots with a line, put arrows on both sides, and label your line. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for example 5, but example 5 is a little bit different because the y is not isolated. So I'm going to take this equation and just bring it down here. 3x plus y equals 5. So we need to get the y all by itself because we need to put this into y equals mx plus b form. So let's bring this 3x over. We get y equals negative 3x plus 5. Okay, so back up here, our slope is negative 3 over 1, and our y-intercept is 5. So plot the y-intercept first, and then we go down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, down 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1. Okay, and we can go ahead, we can connect the dots with a line, put arrows on both sides, and label our line. Okay, for this equation, I noticed that our y is negative, so if we actually bring the y over to this side, then we're left with negative 2x plus 8 equals y. This is the same thing as saying, okay, switch these sides, y equals negative 2x plus 8. The exact same thing. Okay, and the y is positive, so that's good. So we have the slope of negative 2 and the y-intercept of 8. So let's go ahead and plot the y-intercept of 8, and the slope is negative 2 over 1. 1, 2 over 1. 1, 2 over 1. 1, 2 over 1. It's negative, so we're going down, right? Connect the dots with a line, put arrows on both ends, and label the line.